Hi and welcome to a coding along for Web 2. This is for session 8 and we're going to be building a full stack login system. So we're going to go part by part, small video by small video after each other. I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to fix them, and I'm going to explain why they were mistakes. I'm going to try and cut as less possible from the video so you have the most info while I am coding this. So we'll start with the login system. You're gonna get from me the backend, frontend basics. So the home page, just a simple home page, a login HTML with the regular fields like an email address and a password, and the register field with a username, double password, and an email. So you can all do this yourself. These are just empty JavaScript files, or you can go to actually my repo, which is the GitHub Classroom one. So this is also a public one. So as you can see, you can go to the URL that I will put into the video notes, so you can start from there as well. Or you can just type in the template here itself, which is github.com/ and then ehbmct/ this name. Then you have the template. I would suggest getting the template, login system template, and then you have the empty files and you can start coding from there. So I have already set this up in Visual Studio Code. Let's see what we have here. Empty. We'll start with the backend, and the front end we'll get to once we get to that step. So let's get into the exercise. For step 1, we're going to make a working API that saves a user. Again, a user in an array and not a database. Database will come later. We're going step by step. This tutorial, again, is for people who don't have knowledge of full stack applications and have trouble understanding with what a backend is, what a front end is, and how they communicate with each other. So now we're going to build it step by step. So basic Express API, I'm going to copy paste this in my index file. Again, I am working in the backend. And I'm going to create a route called register. And that route expects a body in the request with these types of details. Okay, let's create the route first for Express. So basic Express knowledge, of course, is recommended. We are going to create a post request that has an endpoint name. In our case, it's register. And then we'll, of course, add the handler with request response arrow function open. Okay. I will open my Postman also for testing later on. So you can install Postman and have that ready to go. Let me check. We are going to have a login system collection to test. The register. We needed to check if the body was there. So again, I prepped a couple of things here as well. Mainly that we are using Express, and Express, we are asking that the body, the response, and the requests are automatically formatted to JSON. So we're going to have to send back JSON objects and, of course, receive JSON objects. Let's see, once we call this post request, if we can catch the data in our body. So that means rec.body. The data in here should be able to run. We are testing our API by running it here in terminal. We're not going to deploy it. I have a separate video on how to deploy an Express API on render.com. You can also find on my channel in YouTube or just on the Canvas course. So I'm going to be using NodeMon. I'm not in the correct folder. Backend. Let's see. Backend. And then NodeMon index.js. And it should be able to run, or module not found. Of course. Again, like I said, I will be showing you this with all the issues. I have downloaded a package.json program. I am using packages, which are already in here, course, Express, and UUID. But of course, to use them, we need to do npm install. This will download all the packages in our node modules. and get our application up and running without any issue. Now, there's only a post request. That means we're going to be using Postman to test this. And I'm just going to send something to the /register route. So in here, the register route goes to localhost 3000 register. I have a body called Mike D, dummy email, dummy password. I'm going to send this. And this does not work at the moment because it takes way too long. Let me check the... Oh, of course. It works because I see my body here, the request body, but we are having a issue here. That means because we're not getting a response back. So eventually this is going to time out. So we need to finish our route. Again, this works. Let's go back to the exercise. Inside the route, we will do the following. Check if the fields username, email, and password are present. If not, send back an issue. If all the data is present, save the user data in the variable users and send back a success message. All right, sounds easy enough. So let's see if there is no rec.body. Username, I thought it was username. I'm gonna stop my server for a second because otherwise it's gonna keep crashing. It's gonna annoy me. If this is not present, or if email is not present, or if the password is not present, then I need to send back an error. Let me check again if these are the correct fields. Username, email, password. Perfect. Username, email, password. If none of them are there, I'm going to response.status. I'm going to set the status to 401. I think it's a bad request. And I'm going to send an object. And I like to... I like to format my objects with some data. So bad request, and the message will be, so I always know where the message is. Some fields are missing. Fields are missing. Username, email, password. Again, save, run, and test it out. So again, we've done nothing, but I'm gonna do, because otherwise we're gonna get a timeout, res.send. I'm going to at least send something back. Status is okay. Dummy, okay. So this is when it passes the if statement and everything is correct, we at least get a response back. So we don't have to wait to see timeouts. All right. Again, take a time to pause here, take over the code, see that you understand it. If these are not available, we're going to send back an error message. If they do, then we can continue with our code. Again, test it step by step. Okay. Perfect, because everything is available. Let's change one of the names. So username will not be available using NAM. So bad request. Some fields are missing. And you can tweak this by saying, hey, I'm missing username, or hey, I'm missing email. You can do way more if statements. I just want to catch them all at the moment. So if the email is not present, we're going to get the same issue. And if the password is not present, let's continue email. Same issue. If we complete it again, now we have a good body. Everything is okay, fine, and dandy. Once we are done, we can save the user. You know what? Add comments. Check for empty fields. The next one would be save to user array. And that would be users.push. The users array is something global here. This is for the time being. In the end, we are going to We are going to use the database. At the moment, we are not. Status saved. User has been saved. And if you think, I know the solution to this one, by all means, pause the video, try to code it yourself, and come back when you're done to see if it matches my code, or at least my solution. Doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going step by step. rec.body.username, and of course, email. And password. Don't worry about encrypting passwords for now. We will see that in the extra lessons. Or you can find it online. Lots of tutorials about that. So we have everything. Now, the tricky part is when a value is saved in here, the server should not be able to restart, because if it restarts, then your data is gone because it reboots the whole server. So just make sure that everything is okay. I'm just going to console log the users array. I'm going to remove this console log. So take a pause here, make sure you have everything, and then we're going to testing. All right, let's go test. User has been saved. You know what? I'm going to do mic2. Mic2 has been saved. Mic3, 2.3 at least, is also saved. If we're going to our code right now, we should see 3 arrays being console logged. Or at least, yeah, mic2. I think it's cut off here. Let's scroll down a bit. If we add mic2, 3, 4, send, then we should see an array with 4 users, which we've just registered. With that, we have successfully finished step 1. This is the route that you need to add. I would gladly see you too in step 2, where we are going to create the login system.